Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you for waiting as well. Okay. Hi there, Cheng Ho, Alfred. Nice to meet you guys. We will just start. I've got my GBP USD at the moment. I have just placed a trade. We are going to talk a little bit about stochastic today. That's the topic for today's webinar. Today is the 11th of August, 2020. And just want to share with you guys on stochastics, on how I use stochastics to just give me a bit of an idea of a reversal, whether there's a reversal coming up or not. And also to give me an idea whether or not the current trend is weakening. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Or there is a continuation or not. So can see the screen? Yes. Okay, good. So you can see the screen, hear my voice. We can start. I've already clicked on the recording button as well, I think. Yes. Okay, good. So with today's what do you call that, market conditions, we're seeing a lot of weakness in the JPY. There's a lot of retreat because a lot of people, they also feel that there's got a lot of what do you call that, safe haven interest when there's a geopolitical thing. But when there's geopolitical situation, when there's a risk event and people are a little bit afraid to trade, or there's fear in the market, they will usually put their money into safe havens like CHF, which is your Swiss franc, your JPY. But also we need to realize that USD is also a safe haven. Okay, so when there are things happening as well, then we see that the US dollar as well has actually gone up. So this cannot see the screen, or you guys can see the screen? Let me just make sure. Okay, screen one. You can see the screen now on the chart. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, I shared the wrong screen actually. I shared the other screen. So yeah, we had a lot of USD weakness in the Asian session, but then start to pick up already with the USD. So there's a bit of a confusion with what's going on with the USD. So USD is picking up, as you guys can see. The what do you call that? The gold has weakened quite drastically. You can see the fall there as well. Okay, and this is why I want to also show you and share with you how you use stochastic to actually look at a change of direction or expectation of a change of direction. Okay, so with stochastic is the easiest one. You can use any oscillator. All the oscillators are here. You've got MACD, you've got the, what do you call that, the RSI, Relative Strength Index, as well as the stochastic. All these ones can be used as a divergence convergence indicator. Okay, so divergence convergence, meaning divergence means something that is opposite. Okay, convergence means something that matches. All right, so what we do is that I'll just show you a little bit on stochastics first. So we go to stochastic oscillator. We don't change anything, but make sure you've got your 20 level and your 80 level there. That's enough, okay? Because we don't use it for overbought and oversold signal. So how I use it is just to look at whether there is a mismatch between the movement of the price and also the movement of the stochastics itself. Okay, so here, for example, let's start with, you can check, let me just choose one of the time frame that I can see it's a little bit, let me just see, okay, like here, all right. So just as an example, we have got a peak here. You can always use your cursor, the crosshair here, and you can always mark that peak right there. Let's say this is for gold on the 1 hour chart. Okay, you can use it on any time frame actually. Then if you look at just the peak itself, the high, that high matches with that high. And you want to go to this, the low, for example, this is the low. So we have, this is a downtrend at the moment, correct? So we have a downward slope on the peak. And here we also have a downward slope. All right. And what does that actually mean? That means that there's no divergence because the slope is going down from the high and the high. That is a downward slope. The high and the high, another downward slope. So that and that matches. There's no divergence. If there are no divergence, that means that trend at the moment will actually continue. There is no reversal yet at this moment of time. But of course, you know, it's not 100%. So we need to also look to the left, and we have to expect some reversal at this area right here, okay, because you want to look to the left and look at support as well. So you want to look at two things. You want to also make sure, excuse me, you want to also make sure that to the left you have got no support as well, and you want to look at whether or not you've got divergence. You can check this on various time frames. So let's just look at one of the pair. Let's say it's GBP USD. I will share with you another GBP USD screen. Give me a second. Okay, because we've got some trade ideas and I want to show you on the other GBP USD screen. This one here. Okay, so we have, for example, like this one here, do we actually have a divergence on the 4-hour chart? Now, this is an upward movement, correct? So this is upward trend. So it is moving upwards. You've got majority of the highs are higher high and then lower low. So it's still on the upside visually as well as looking to the upside. So do we actually have a divergence at this moment of time? So look at the peak as well and look at the, how you call that, the lows as well. Okay, the peaks and the valleys. Now, if we look at the peaks here, you have got a high there and a high there. So we use a crosshair, that high, see, it doesn't really match. So we need to match the high. So let's say that is the high right there and the current price is down, but that high goes downward slope, this high goes downward slope as well. So there's just no divergence there at the moment. Okay, so here as well, no divergence GBP USD. What about on the 1-hour chart? Okay, on the 1-hour chart, do we see any divergence? No divergence here as well. So whatever the, what do you call that? You're looking at the trend at the moment. The trend is on the upside. It's looking, this one is an upward move. This upward move. This one is higher low. Then you've got high low as well. Nothing at the time. So I want to look at something live at the moment. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, maybe let's look at GBP CHF or maybe something clear. See, you've got all this upward type movement at this moment of time. You need to apply the stochastics first. So the stochastics there. Okay. Now this one here, current price is here, current price is here. We've got a high, so higher, sorry, lower high. So this is a slope down, this is a slope down, nothing there at all. Let's see what else we have. Okay, maybe we can work on something on the past. Okay, so let's see whether I can find some divergence for you. Okay, maybe somewhere here. Let's say we focus on this area here. Yeah, I'll just put the lines. So that peak right there is for this area. Then I've got another peak here. Okay, right. So let's say roughly, let's talk about this area. Okay, this area here. Okay, at the time it was an upward type move, correct? So this was a slope up. The slope from the high to the high is a slope up, but then the stochastic at the time looking at same level. Okay, so this two doesn't match. Doesn't matter whether this is an upward slope or this is a downward or a horizontal straight line. As long as this one doesn't match with this, then you've got a divergence. So that actually means that on its way up and the upward movement will then expect the the fall to the downside. Let me just right. Let me get the link and send it to the group. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay. All right. There's just a few others are joining us as well. Give me a second. Okay, so is that clear for you guys on the stochastics to see a little bit of opposite? So that basically was an opposite, was a divergence, hence the reason it actually fell from the upward movement because the existing trend at the time was up, then it actually showed the reversal as well. So that's just a rough way of looking at whether or not we could actually expect a bit of a reversal. So let's apply it on a live market at the moment. Let's see, let's pick one pair that we want to actually trade. For the euro, for the GBP USD, we've got this very, how we call that, a very big movement reversal at this moment of time with the 1 hour chart, especially on the GBP USD. Did we actually look into a divergence? Sometimes, it doesn't actually occur 100% of the time. This is the problem. But you can actually use it just as an indicator. But the divergence, the reversal that actually is more accurate is just with price action, the psychological numbers, as well as looking to the left. If you look to the left, then yeah, it's got more. Let me just see. All right, not sure why it doesn't allow. Okay, give me a second here. Let me just see the others couldn't actually enter. Let me just check. Okay. All right. So here, for example, we have no divergence yet, but the movement is a higher low, sorry, a lower high. And this is giving us some signal of selling. So I have done both buy and sell in GBP USD, but I think I have bought a little bit too early, but the sell is coming closer to the sell side of it. We are looking at a potential, this is a 4 hour chart on GBP USD. What I can see is that I have actually sold at 3070 and my take profit at 3010. Okay, so it's about 60 pips potential right there, but it hasn't really triggered, but it's really, really close to the 3070. The price now is at 3090. Okay, so 3090. It is actually going quite strong with the downtrend, the downward type movement, whether it's a downtrend or not, totally, it is still unpredictable. Not really sure. You see all the lines are actually to the sideways as well, so it's not really sure. But what we can actually do is try to look at some shorter term hints or signals as well. Now here, for example, I always use the hints from a lower, from a higher time frame first before I go into the lower time frame. Okay, I think I got to let go of some of the lines that I have here. Give me a second. Okay, so one of the most reliable way of looking at what's happening at this moment, whether there's a chance of reversal as well, is just by drawing very simple triangles as well, so that you can get a bit of a guidance on how what is actually going on. You see, like here, for example, if I don't actually draw my trend line when I make triangles like this, from week to week because I find that it is less accurate. So I like to do it on the body to the body. So here it does actually give us a bit of an idea that the potential of movement would actually be just playing around this triangle. Okay, so what we want to then do is to make sure that we are at the right location for the trend. Now we've also got loads of resistance all around here, and the resistance actually up there. This is based on the daily chart. So based on the price now, it is closest to this resistance right here. Okay, and that is playing at 3090. So on the way down, the price that it will then be meeting in terms of the psychological level is your 3080. Okay, so 3080. Now let's say if it is on the way down, it could find a little bit of support there, whether before 10 pips or after 10 pips, going down under 3070, anywhere between 3090 and 70, this area here, okay, will be an area where it is also called the PRZ, which is a potential reversal zone. So your potential reversal zone, we don't usually trade in within the area. So that also means that I will not place a trade anyway between 1.3090 until 1.3070. Okay, so 9 minus 7, that 40, what do you call that, pips area right there, that those number of pips, or that gap area of the PRZ is a no trading zone, only because we are expecting potential reversal, and it's also a little bit too risky to actually just play around that area between 3090 and 3070. Okay, so it's probably better for us to look into buying potential above 1.3090 or selling potential under 1.3070. Okay, hope that's clear for you guys here. Any questions at all? All good so far? Yeah, no questions. Kushalia, you're here. Okay, good. All right. Kaushalya. So it's good that you came in. Okay, good. So we have GBP USD now. We're just talking about a bit of stochastics, whether or not there is a reversal, whether there is, sorry, a divergence or not. Okay, so far, I mean, from how it is actually moving, there seem to be a divergence on this area. Okay, right. Let me just undo that so I can change the color. So you see here, the price is up here somewhere here. Okay, the price is there. Then you got a low here. Okay, now the price on the stochastic is here, and this one here is here, the low, correct? So if I connect this up here, this is an upward slope, and this one here is a horizontal slope. So this slope and this line and this line doesn't really match. So that means there is a divergence. Because there is a divergence, then we expect a reversal. That is why there's a reversal going on now, because the overall trend is up. Okay, but because there's a mismatch between this line and this line, that means this upward move may be expecting a downward move or a reversal. Okay, hope that is clear. Any questions? You guys okay so far? You guys follow on this stochastic? Because some of you just came in, so I'm just repeating the stochastic side of it. Okay, and we are looking at GBP USD at this moment of time. Seems to have potential downward movement, but then the overall trend is up, but the overall trend is quite weak as well. So the overall trend of the upward move is actually quite weak. So it's doing a little bit of correction, and now the stochastic is giving us that confirmation. Not confirmation, we wouldn't call it confirmation because it can also be wrong, stochastic, depending on the market condition as well. So there is just no guarantee, but you need to be able to combine other ingredients like looking to the left and psychological numbers and various other things. Okay, clear the drawing right there. So this is based on a daily chart. On the daily chart, we have got that upward move, but the upward move is not really that clear. Why? Because we have got, you see the three lines, the three blue lines, okay, the 50, the 100, and 200 exponential moving average. It's already giving us hints that it is not that clear because it's starting to entangle one another. So that's a sign that the upward movement or trend may have some challenges, okay, but if we look at the weekly chart, the price now is exactly on the 200 exponential moving average. So if it does actually begin to reverse with one or two candles to the downside, then you know that this is a maybe a complete reversal of an upward movement for GBP USD to go down instead. Okay, so this is really an important sort of signal. Now, if we go back to the stochastic again, okay, so this is the weekly chart, let's say. You know that there is an upward type movement. Let me draw, give me a second. You know that the trend is to the upside. This is the most obvious trend for now, correct? Then if we look at the high is here, then the current price and another high is here, okay? Then what we do is, maybe we don't use that one too far away, sorry about that. Okay, let's say this one here. Up, this is upward movement, and then we have got this one here. Okay, so here, for example, and here, most recent high and high. So here, do we have a divergence? No, you have a convergence at this moment of time. Okay, then you have here and here, for example, the low is also convergence, not divergence. All right, so here so far on the weekly chart, it looks like we have a convergence as opposed to a divergence. Okay, now, but I want to also look at this peak here refers to this peak here. Okay, and again, it is a higher high, so there is no divergence. So on the long term, doesn't look like it has the reversal going on in the longer term. Maybe it's got more room to the upside until it comes to this area, maybe. So we don't know that yet. So there is definitely some more room to the upside for the GBP USD. So now we will clear all drawings again. Okay, and we'll just move on to the daily chart. I want to check that as well. Now, on the daily chart, we have slightly higher high here, higher high for sure. This one here is upward type movement, but this one here, it's got slightly to the horizontal side. Okay, so this one here, clear slope to the upside. Here is a horizontal slope. So what does that mean? There is maybe a divergence based on a daily chart. So if there's a divergence on a daily chart, meaning that this upward type movement may be looking at reversal to the downside. Okay, is that clear? All right, guys, any questions at all? Maybe you want to look at the pair that you're looking at so that we can see whether or not we can put our divergence study on it as well. Let's see which one we're working on. Okay, so I want to share a little bit on GBP, okay, GBP USD. Now I have laid out some areas. Overall, it's upward type movement, but again, you have got all these resistance area. But what I have actually laid out is the potential to both buy and sell, but your buying will only start at 3130. Your what do you call it? You see how it just stopped there as well, and then your selling starts at 3070. But the both buying and selling has got two areas, two entries. Okay, possible entries. The first one to buy, you can do a pending order, of course, is buying at 1.3130, and then you are taking profit at 1.3170, which is about 40 pips potential right there. The next one, if the trend basically persists and becomes stronger, then you can go for your TP2 at 3210 entry, and then 3240 exit. Okay, but at this moment of time, because we see the potential, maybe a divergence and all that of a downward type movement, that means the GBP USD may have potential to actually reverse. If we look at the 1 hour chart, you can see that it has already started the reversal, and it's got some wicks right there giving exhaustion to the upside. So the downward type movement would need to come down and pierce through the entry area at 3070. So 3070 is your buying potential to start, maybe a pending order as well at 3070, and then you are looking at exiting or you take profit at 3010. That is your first round, first TP for the sell stop of GBP USD. If the trend continues and persists basically to the downside, then you're looking at your second area or zone to actually enter a sell at 1.2990, and you're exiting or take profiting at 1.2910. Okay, so they all have anywhere between 50 to 80 pips or so. Okay, Alfred, you cannot hear. Let me just check whether my volume is, maybe it's my volume. Give me a second, yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys can hear now much better, because I did actually reduce the volume earlier on when I was on the YouTube. You guys can hear me now. Better. Okay, good, good. All right, thank you for letting me know. Okay, good. So it was the volume that is really low. Okay, so now we've already looked at the GBP USD. So that's the route plan at the moment for both buy and sell. And I'm not sure whether 3130, for me, the 3130 has already triggered as well, but it's on the way down. So sometimes this is a style of entry, more swing type. Okay, so maybe for some it's better to take a one-way direction and not to place order for both buy and both sell. Okay, because this may not fit everybody, may not fit different styles of trading. So here maybe, okay, so now look, I have I've gone back now to the 4876 because I started with 5 and then I made some few hundred and then went back up to 5.2. So I lost more than half of the equity at 2K left or something like that because of the Euro GBP, but the Euro GBP came back up again, so it brought me back. Now I've lost the profit side of it as well as left with the 4876. Okay, so now it's my task of bringing that back up again. This is real money as well as Errante's real life account. So what do we want to do? I want to do is to share with you what I'm going to be trading. I've got a sell stop here, as you guys can see. I've already shared that out. Your selling is 3070 for GBP USD, and then your stop loss 3110. You take profit at 3010. So let me evaluate the market a little bit, and then let you know what are the trends that we are expecting. Now, at this moment of time, we can see that everything versus JPY is actually strong, which actually means that JPY is the weakest one so far. It's got very steady weakness. Actually, it's quite if you compare it with all other pairs, major pairs, JPY is really weak. So that gives us an idea that if we were to combine it with JPY, then you are looking at more buying, what do you call that, buying the other pair and selling the JPY. So why don't we look at GBP JPY? Let's see. You can see that the GBP JPY here, I've done a bit of an analysis for GBP JPY as well. And this is what I came up with there. The upward type movement on the daily chart looks strong. It's and you've got the strong moves as well on the 4-hour chart as well as 1 hour. So there is definitely momentum. There is momentum to the upside. You can see that with the ADX that I've put here as well. You can see that's the movement there. I've drawn this two blue lines on 1390, 13910 and 139.77 roughly there, right? Mainly based on what I could see to the left. Because at the moment, if we look at the daily chart first, you can see that that's how the shape of the movement is going to be. And you've got some obstacles there. Now, with GBP JPY on the daily chart, I have laid out the zone here in blue, which is a no trading zone actually, or the potential reversal zone. Okay, so that potential reversal zone starts at 139.10 right up to 141.30. Now the buy, of course, I would prefer if I were to buy the GBP JPY, I think I will wait for more buying interest from the traders. So my entry would only be at 141.30 or 141.30 and above. Okay, so that is for the buying side of it. Now at this moment of time, I wouldn't want to do too many things because we are on the daily chart, and the data on the daily chart is really important as well. And if I were to put in, use this indicator here, the current price is there very close to that resistance area. Okay, and let's look, the price is also approaching 139.80 area if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not. Current price is at 139.38, closer to the 50 psychological number, but it's just a little bit too risky at this moment of time for me to consider anything, mainly because of that very clear resistance area right there, especially the one that is closest to you when you're actually analyzing the market, and it is just very close, and you can see that with a glance. You want to always respect either support or resistance, major support or resistance to the left when you see, which is the most obvious one and the clearest one here. And only then you go further, and then you look at other important points of resistance and all that. See here you have got the very strong support right there, which taken the price quite high. Okay, so that is definitely an area which has got both very significant resistance, very significant support as well. So we want to be very careful with this area at this moment of time. You can see that very clearly. You can see that as well. You can see some resistance as well supporting that area. Some support become resistance and vice versa. Okay, so here let's just check again. As I glance through, you've got very strong support area as well. And you can see that a lot of concentration of price are in within the highs or the lows are in within that blue zone that I have actually put. So I've actually plotted that. It is important for us to, I think, gotta wait a little bit for the GBP JPY. But what I have done is I have laid out the location of a potential sell at 138.40. Okay, so I don't really care what goes on there, but if I look at it in this perspective, we have got the triangle, right? In yellow line, this pattern right here. And this pattern usually gives us the hint of playing in within until it's close to the area here before it actually go up, okay, or down, right? So, but the thing is that here, for example, at 141.30 onwards, then I can see it going up even more. But then here we are not sure because you see the price is here, but then we've got resistance as well. And it's just an area that could actually be resistance. So my selling price and my selling location is only at 138.40 to sell and 136.10 to then TP, okay, on that area. So with the crosshair taking the potential right there, there is close over 200 plus pips, okay, for the sell side. So I would then know that this is my area or the location of a selling opportunity is here, okay. This is my selling opportunity. But now what I need as well is your buying opportunity. What are the area that I can actually buy? We know the selling side, but only because we paid more attention to the selling because of all this reversal and also looking to the left. Looking to the left, we are looking at the potential for what do you call that, more reversal going on, especially, you know, like I've mentioned, we can see all these. So this one here is quite significant. It is just playing at the peak at the moment, okay. So there you go. This is for GBP, JPY. You guys have got any ideas of pairs that you want to take a look? Any ideas at all? Okay. AUD USD. Okay, let's take a look at AUD USD. Now, AUD USD, despite what has gone on with, you know, coronavirus in different cities and all that, it just took off, okay, because of a lot of government intervention as well that would most probably make AUD USD more bullish as opposed to bearish, okay. Not only government intervention, it's also got to do with what goes on with China as well. Some trade probably have taken off to a better start, and that actually is pushing it up together with the price for gold as well. So all commodity currencies would actually do much better at this time as well with all the current happenings that is going on. So we have got a bit of a triangular opportunity between gold, silver, and also Bitcoin. So gold, silver, Bitcoin, together with the prices for GBP on the currency side. Okay, they are all sort of correlated in a way. Okay, so let's take a look at AUD USD. Okay, now for the daily chart itself, for us to understand the structure, the trend, and all that, then we can see it very clearly as we look at the price 7164. Okay, to the upside, 7180 would be the challenge in terms of the resistance level. 7150 would be the psychological level under the current price. But as we look to the left, we can see that there is an area there that has actually sort of pulled the price all the way down, and there is a bit of a peak going on there. So there is a peak, there is a valley, Okay, support, resistance. This is the resistance area. Now let me just mark that area, because this area here where current price is in the past gone down. Let's say we don't take the week, it's already 465 pips. Go down a bit more, it's almost 500 pips. Okay, so that is quite a significant move. So what I would do is to mark this area here, okay, from the body, highest body there, and then the highest week as well. Okay, so we know. So here you have got the high that will be challenged. So the high based on this, basically your resistance area. Now, what about the low as well? Okay, so as the price comes downwards, let's say it comes downwards, where do we see all this support going on? We've got support there, of course, support there as well on this peak. But do we have anything else lower? Have brought prices upwards. Let's say maybe I will go and consider this area right here. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because we have got, see this area right here is based on this here. Okay, why? Because we have got quite a strong movement to the upside, and that was the support there with a single bullish candle. We didn't have any bullish candle here all throughout here, but that was that should be seen as a strong sort of support. Okay, so what about a single bearish candle? Let's see. Clear, let's clear that one drawing. Okay, so now if I go back here, you know that the two lines up there is your resistance. Okay, so 7177 is that lower line right there. Okay, if we were to sell, we wouldn't sell at 7177, we would sell at 7170. Yeah, because it's 10 pips under the 80 psychological number, 7170, right? Okay, so now now I'm talking about the sell. Okay, I'm getting rid of this line here. I'm talking about the sell because we have got how you call that, the current price is too close to a resistance level. Okay, this is for AUD USD on the daily chart first. We're just looking at what could actually happen based on the daily chart, and then we will go to the lower time frame. Now, the thing is that, is there a divergence or not? Let us just check, okay, on the daily chart. So we go there on the stochastic, click onto that, get rid of this ADX first for now. Now, let's look at what we can see. We want to look at both the support as well as the resistance. Now, this peak here is for this area, this peak here is for that area. Now, this one here, if I push it like this, you can see that the high here is to the upside to the next high. But then here, it's actually low. So this is a higher low, that's a higher high. So is there a divergence? Yes. So that does actually then hint to me that we need to be careful with a possible downward move, okay, of the AUD USD. Overall, it looks like there's a chance for the upside move, but then this is where if we have divergence, then that actually means that that upside move may actually weaken. But how fast it will weaken, we don't actually know that yet. So let's look at what we can actually do in terms of the behavior on the 4-hour chart as well. We can see that the 4-hour is confirming that there is a possibility of the reversal to the downside. So here, for example, we can see quite nice and clear A at the top, B at the bottom, and then C is at about 50% or so. Okay. Okay. of the 50% there. So that's your C point roughly. So A here, B here, C potentially to the downside. Okay, so now what we can then do is to look at whether or not this area here at 7160. Now 7160 wouldn't be an area to sell anyway. So because it's too close to 7150, 7140 would be the area to sell. Okay, so then we can see that there may be a potential at 7140 to actually sell, right? And then we get rid of this one here. Okay, and what we can then see is if I were to sell at 7140, if I look to the left, there's definitely a powerful candle there of a single bearish candle. Okay, and to take it at 70, 90 should be okay because we've got all these powerful candles here. Now, just at a glance, you can see that around this area, roughly here, okay, roughly here, you have bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, right? So this here, this is an area under 71, under 71.20. I think the power of the sellers will actually go up because we had loads of bearishness. But again, to start selling, you can start selling at 71.40. If the price starts to go down like how it is going down now, very, very strongly, then you will see yourself having a potential of about 50 pips or so, okay, to make from here to here. So that is another potential, what do you call that, trading opportunity right there. So that's your A, B, and then you see how much it actually sort of matches as well. Okay, so this is your ABCD pattern right there. And if we take this one here, all the way down here, the D is giving us a little bit there, but then we're not taking exactly take profit at the D because it's really risky. The pattern itself gives me the hint that I can actually, that's a centroid there, 7164. So with that, I will still adjust the centroid to the 7140, and 7140 as my selling price happened to be just there where the B area is. And sometimes I like selling under the B area. And with looking at the B area right there, I see that there is a power. There's some power with a single bearish candle right there. So I see that there is a potential AUD USD for a sell. Okay, at this now. This is again on the 4-hour chart. Then we go lower to the 1-hour chart and we see what's going on. Okay. Now, on the 1-hour chart, it looks like more selling is taking place. We've already got more candles as well, moving down, which is a good sign. Okay, so there you go. This is not too bad. A trade, what do you call that, to consider. Okay, so 7140 and then 740 would probably be better to consider a sell as opposed to selling right now, because selling right now you are getting into the mix of a sideway type market as well, because you know it has been all this zigzag as well around this area, consolidation, not an area to actually buy or sell. So more selling pressure I think would actually take place 7140. If you want to be a bit safe as well, then you want to just take 30 pips or so and take profit at 7110. Okay, so that's just about 30 pips. You can just to be safe as opposed to going all the way to 7090 as your take profit. So that's entirely up to yourself. Okay, let me clear drawings. Okay, now on the big picture, this is on the 1-hour chart, but then zooming out, I meant, is that you can see that it needs a little bit of time for it to just break out from there as well. Okay, so we need to wait. We need to wait a little bit more, but it's looking like there may be a potential for more and more selling at this moment of time. Okay, so Alfred, how is that with AUD USD? Are you on a sell as well, or thinking of a sell, or potential is for the sell or for the buy for yourself? Uh-huh. Okay, okay. On the buy earlier, all right. Because earlier I think it did actually. I mean, it was for more buy. I mean, on the daily chart, also on the weekly chart. But if we are talking about now and to look at potential for reversal and all that, it looks like it has got more power on the sell, but it could also be just as a correction as well, you see. So maybe the overall trend is for a buy, but then it's doing all this correction at this moment of time. Also, traders may want to actually buy low. So where would they actually buy low at a lower price is this area here. Okay, either one. And from this area to this area is not very far. It's 70, 90. So to get to that area, probably they want to sell first before they take it upwards. Okay, so even if it does that, then that means it would find the resistance, you know, close to this area right here, which is also a support. But if we look, give me a second, we look to the left as well. On the 4-hour chart, I think we have seen a lot of hints and clues as well. So yeah, we want to be careful as well, because it is a bit unpredictable as well for AUD, but it's looking like it's got that power. The other thing we can do is still to use your stochastic, but your stochastic should be the uptrend, not stochastic, sorry, the the ADX. Second. ADX is here. Okay. So you can see that this is an uptrend. Okay, upward type movement. So now that uptrend is sort of weakening, making that how we call that movement there. Okay, so it's got a slope now, slope going downwards. Okay, and this angle as well is not very steep, the whole thing. So it's actually sort of weakening now because this uptrend is weakening. This uptrend is not very strong. So this uptrend has got an ADX under 25. It's here. Okay, so it's under 25. So because it's under 25, that means that the trend for the upward movement is weakening. So that actually means that the trend for the downward movement as a correction or as a change of trend, we don't know that yet, is strengthening, coming downward. So hence the reason we still see that kind of movement. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see for AUD USD. Maybe I would place a let me just place a pending order for a sell for AUD USD as well. Okay. Okay, there you go. Pending order. Let's go on that. Because it's on the way down, so it's a sell stop. If you want to sell, but then it doesn't go down yet, it goes up, then it's a sell limit. Okay, so it is actually clearly going downwards, so you want to use your sell stop right here. You take profit. Pending order price 7140, 0.7140. You take profit probably, so I'll take it safe, so 7110. Okay, take profit 0.7110. Just make about 30 pips or so there. And this is for the downside. The upside, 7170, 7170, take profit, stop loss Uh, yeah, I think so. Okay, there you go. So that's place on that one. We'll see how it goes. Let's see my toolbox. I've got two placed orders now, AUD USD for the sell stop, selling at 7140. I've also got a GBP USD on the sell. I think my buy has already hit the stop loss there. That's why I'm actually on a lower equity at 4876. I brought it up to 5280 from 5.5. Also because I'm mostly using it for practice purposes as well. So here it is 4876 now my equity, but GBP USD order for a sell stop at 3070 as well. So two sell stop orders, one on AUD USD and the other one on GBP USD. Okay, there you go. So it's okay now, Alfred, yeah, for AUD USD. You've got any other questions on you guys? Anybody else? Or any questions on your current trade or anything like that? Okay, good. All right, Alfred. Brilliant. So, okay, now we will look. Okay, let's see. We've got AUD USD there, GBP USD, GBP JPY. Probably will wait a little bit more for upward type movement above the 14130 at least. For gold, it has actually found its support. You look left, 1 hour chart, you see that. That just mirrors it very well. Go on the daily chart, it's looking very fierce to the downside, making that correction at this moment of time. See, daily chart looking correction. 4 hour chart, 1 hour chart is reversing. Okay. Nothing that interesting for me at this moment of time for the goal. Is just unless you want to look at more selling power right there, because it has actually reached an area where not much reference or looking left you can actually do. So it is very much driven by the market, geopolitics, events, and anything else. Okay, so USD 30 has actually gone up quite a bit. What else? UPCHF. This is for oil right there. NZD USD would be interesting as well. It'll probably be mirroring the AUD USD. So this one here on 4 hour chart, looking quite clear and nice with the ABCDA here. B, C is at 38.2 minimum. That's quite good. Got another pattern here, A here, B here, and that is sharp on 78.6, which is a very good C point. If you take your A here, down at the B, this one down here, you've got that as a potential move. Oops. There we go. That is where D is projected to fall at 6.550 exactly. So you would want to take profit at 6.560, right? So there. 60. Okay. And it's quite logic there. You've got a nice support right there, pushing price upwards with bullish candles, single bullish candles right there. So this is a better exit. So let me just draw, get rid of this one, draw the pattern. A to B. Okay, the trigger price for the sell was at 6632, so I would take it at 6610, under 6620 psychological number for a sell earlier. Also, you have the A here, B here, and you got another C point there. It's a minimum of 38.2. That's good. You can change the color so you know that you've got two patterns, two separate patterns as well. So let's say I take a red one here. Got A starts from there. My B is here, and then C is up there, over here, and we redraw that. Okay, so the lower, sorry, the smaller pattern also identified another D point, and that is there. Okay, now if I look to the left, I've got that line there. Probably put it up a little bit here. So that, because of that support and that support right there, that's at 6520 exactly. So I don't want to take profit at 6520. I'll take profit at 6530 instead. Okay, so there's a reversal zone, and basically it will, you know, from there to there. Okay, so now the price is at this level here. It's got a potential 32 or 33 pips right there. If it continues downwards all the way, your exit here, then it will give you about 62 pips or so. Okay, so it's quite decent. Here, first reversal zone right there. Second reversal zone right there. Okay, so there you go. So wait till the prices perhaps better to actually sell at your 6590 area or 6570 area and take it there, but it depends on the price that you want to enter, because your the gap is not that big. But these are area to watch out for, and we will look into the exact area again tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, we want to see what's happening there, GBP/USD as well, and excuse me, BJPY price action. So yeah, there you go. Okay, any questions, guys? You guys okay so far? So good. Okay, guys. No questions so far. Then we can end today's session and see you guys tomorrow again. Any questions? No questions? All right, guys. Okay, so if no questions, we shall then end the session for tonight, for today, and we will continue again tomorrow. So tomorrow, same time. And tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Okay. So tomorrow, Wednesday, I have to start at 3 o'clock my time, so it will be 8 o'clock your time. Okay. No questions? All good? Yes, correct. Yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah, that's 3 o'clock my time. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.